Everything that you have ever wanted is on the other side of your yes. Your answer that you have been wanting is on the other side of your yes. That spouse that you have been praying for your entire life is on the other side of your yes. Your life purpose that you've been wondering about will be revealed to you on the other side of your yes. That thing that you have been wrestling with your entire life is on the other side of your yes. The mysteries to everything that's concerning you when it comes to you you is who I'm talking to, is on the other side of your yes. I just love it when I'm sitting down and just still. It's just amazing how God will begin to talk to you. And he says, Shonda, I want you to reach out and tell somebody tonight that everything that you have ever wanted in your life within the will of God, that's very important. It's on the other side of your yes to Him. Your yes unlocks the mysteries of the kingdom for you. Your yes makes room for God to fully invade your territory. Your yes is linked to your future. I want you to know tonight that the plans that God has for you, they are still unfolding. And sometimes when it takes a little time to get it, we get frustrated. I'm so glad that God takes his time with my life. I remember being at a time or a point in my life where I wanted things to happen when I wanted them to happen. And God allowed me to just sit still and trust his lead. And as I began to trust his lead and really say yes, he showed me why he delays things in my life. God is so good that your yes is linked to preparation, letting go of things that have been troubling and bothering you your entire life, seeking the kingdom's knowledge on everything that you have been wrestling with, going outside of your immediate group and maybe talking to a therapist or talking to somebody that is licensed to help heal you in an area that is so important so that you can get your breakthrough. I want you to know tonight that everything that you could possibly imagine within the will of God for your life is on the other side of your yes. See, I want you to understand that your yes and surrender are like interchangeable. When we say yes to God, we surrender to our own ways of doing things. We surrender our control over to God and we give him permission to take control. I'm just so glad that I finally get it. You understand what I'm saying? That it's things that I can't even begin to wonder about anymore because God has conditioned me in such a way through trials, tribulations, tests, and life circumstances. He's really equipped me with the wisdom to stay in my place. Because see, a lot of times we want to get in God's place. God is God all by himself. And the last time I checked, baby, he don't need no help. The only thing that he needs is a commitment out of you to get out of the way and allow him the space to do what he do. Your answer that you have been wanting is on the other side of your yes. That spouse that you have been praying for your entire life is on the other side of your yes. Your life purpose that you've been wondering about will be revealed to you on the other side of your yes. That thing that you have been wrestling with your entire life is on the other side of your yes. The mysteries to everything that's concerning you when it comes to you is who I'm talking to, is on the other side of your yes. It's time for you to say yes to the right things and for you to say no to the wrong things. Because sometimes we have been conditioned to just keep it simple and continue to settle for the wrong things. But we will never see the glory of God in our lives if we can't believe and have faith in what we can't see and say yes to the unknown things in God. In God, goodness is just guaranteed. You know, it's interesting because, boy, walking with God, he dismantles our control. Because if you're anything like me, you want to be in control over everything in your life. You want to govern your life. God allowed situations and things to break me down so tough that I had no choice but just to remove my hand to give God the space to just govern my life. And being that God governs my life, baby, where evil and darkness used to reside, righteousness and the light of God resides. I mean, when peace becomes your ruler and righteousness your governor, you begin to walk in the frame of your yes. The frame of your yes is just full of the Spirit of the Most High. You don't even have a desire to do the things that everybody does because you understand the importance of your yes. You're not willing to risk the future that God has planned for you, no matter your age, baby, because you understand that it's attached to your yes. You finally have found the courage in your heart to stop settling for safe and turmoil and confusion and just not living your life full potential. You've learned to say no to that and yes to God. You've learned to lean on him and not other people. You've learned to stand on your own in his righteousness and say yes to that and no to that. Because sometimes we will make other things our God and we don't even understand that we're doing it. We'll make a man or a woman our God. We'll make our job our God. We will make money our God, our children our God. We will make our image sometimes our God. We will make just the most vain things our God. And God will show us every time we try to make it our God that they are not him. So tonight, I just wanted to remind you that your life is still unfolding. It's still beautiful. It's still working out for you. No matter how painful it may be tonight for you, no matter what you are going through, your future is on the other side of your yes. And when we can fully surrender to God and accept what he allows in our lives, even if it's not making sense to us, God goes out ahead of us and he's already made a way for you that is contingent upon your obedience to him and surrendering the old way that you used to live and relying on the invisible parts, the spiritual nature of God, and just hang our whole being on him just by simply saying yes. And I want you to think about what you have really been wrestling with tonight, what you have been holding on to. I want you to know something too. Tabitha Brown, baby, that's my sister. That's my friend. She don't know me, but that's my friend, okay? I just so happened to be on Instagram the other day. Now, I'm still in the same subject, but I'm switching up a little bit. Tabitha just almost made me get to shouting yesterday. I just so happened to be on there to see what type of little braids I wanted, because I'm thinking about braiding my own hair, okay? This is crazy. I'm jumping all over the place. Can we talk tonight? So I'm thinking about braiding my own hair. I do my daughter's hair every summer. And I'm like, I may just braid my hair, just in some box braids or something, just for something different. I don't want to do it. And I just so happened to go in my feed, and Tabitha was talking about some bananas that had that were ripe, and those bananas were ready to be plucked and removed from the little bundle that they grow on outside of her home. And she went back and found something that once those bananas reach their full potential in an environment that it was in, that environment did exactly what it was supposed to do for that banana. That banana was ripened, and it was time for that banana to be removed, she said. And she didn't pull them all off of that little bundle that they grow on. When she went back over there to check on her bananas, the bananas that were ripened that she allowed to stay in the same environment withered away and they died. And Tabitha said, what is God trying to tell you about your life? When he has put you in a situation, I'm paraphrasing it my way, where he has conditioned you and he has prospered you, and that environment that you are in has done everything that it was supposed to do. And sometimes we stay too long in an environment because it is safe for us when that environment did exactly what it was supposed to do in us. Sometimes we stay because it's comfortable, and if we stay too long, the spirit that God has given us, the gifts that God has given us, the vision that God has given us, the life that he has promised us will begin to diminish and die. Because instead of us saying, yes, Lord, this environment has done exactly what it was supposed to do, it is time for me to move on. Sometimes we stay in situations, circumstances, and predicaments too long, and God is getting us ready for the next level. And we tell God no, and we say yes to the environment that has already produced as much as it can produce in us. And we stay so long that we begin to wither away spiritually and die. So in closing tonight, what is God saying to you tonight that you need to let go of and say no to? Because that has done all it was supposed to do in your life. You've been changed. You've been renewed. You've been awakened. You've been transformed. You have been grown up. You're grown up spiritually. And sometimes we continue to say yes to environments, to people, to relationships, to the job, to things that has served its purpose in our lives. And instead of saying yes to God, we say yes to that, and we begin to wither away. So what are you going to say yes to when it comes to what God is trying to show you tonight? I want you to think about that. I know a lot of things. 3 things. I already made notes when God started talking to me. Honey, please, I'm not going to let God talk to me and not move. I know better. But it's 3 key areas that I know in my life that God has told me, Shonda, it's time for you to say yes to that. This has served its purpose in your life. And just like that banana, if you continue to sit there in the same spot with that same situation, those same people, that same thing, what I have put inside of you will begin to die. I am opening up a door for you to walk through. And all I'm waiting on you to do, hear me tonight, is say yes. I love you guys. Mwah! Peace. And I still be believing in you. Have a good night.